Alright y'all, I'm back with another episode. We're at Northern Quest Casino in Spokane, Washington, playing 1-3 no limit Texas Hold'em. I'm buying in for $400, so let's hop right into the action. The second hand I get dealt for sitting down is Pocket Kings. It doesn't get much better than this, so I open to $15, but unfortunately, action folds all the way around. Getting into the next hand, I'm dealt 10-9 offsuit. The recording starts post-flop with an 8-7 deuce board with 2 hearts. Checks around, and we see the king of clubs. I decide to take a stab at it with an open-ended straight draw, and that does the trick. Since we have some time, I'd love to hear what you guys think of the vlog so far. I'm just getting started, but I want to keep finding ways to improve the quality every video. It's truly something I enjoy doing, and sharing my experiences with y'all has made it that much better. Third hand of the day is Jack King off. Lol. I open to $15, and we go heads up in position to a flop. The board comes 10-6-5 rainbow. My opponent leads out quickly for $15, and for that price I'm going to peel with 2 overcards. The turn brings the 5 of diamonds, and he decides to check this time. I decide to check it back, and we're just going to go heads up to a river. We see the jack of diamonds. He leads out for $25, and I make the easy call. His line here doesn't make too much sense, leading out the flop, checking the turn, and betting the river again. And he says he just has a 10, so I show my jack, and I take down this pot. This is a spot where I thought about raising for thin value, but realized I'd most likely only get called by a better hand, aside from ace-10.
Would have put a lot of pressure with nothing.
No, you had a reason to call it.
Yeah.
The flop.
The next hand I get is ace-3 of spades in the small blind. There are a few limps, and the table's chatting around, having a good time. I decide to raise it up to $12 out of position. I get 4 callers, and we go 5 ways to see a flop. I'm really looking to see some spades because hitting an ace right now would be scary given I only have a 3 kicker. Nonetheless, the board comes ace, 6, jack, 2 clubs. I check it, and it checks all the way quickly to the woman on the button, who makes it $23. I'm the only one that decides to make the call.
You want me to raise?
Well, please.
Probably be smart. Get your clubs out.
Usually that's what I like.
We see the turn, the 5 of hearts, bringing in the backdoor flush draw. With so many draws, I decide to lead out for $40, but she does something really surprising and snap raises to $100. I'm put in a weird spot with a marginal 1-pair hand, but the price is solid given I've already put in $40. I'm thinking she has a flush draw, or any ace could really be beating me right now, but nonetheless, I decide to make the call. Let's see one more card. The river is the 10 of diamonds. I check, hoping she'll bet her missed flush draws, but immediately she flips over her cards and shows ace-5 for 2 pair, as I get completely owned. Let's try this again. I get dealt pocket kings for the second time of the session. A player in early position makes it $13 with 1 caller, and after thinking about it for a little bit, I know I have to raise. I'm just choosing the size. I decide on $40. Surprisingly, the player in the small blind cold calls, and everyone else folds. So we're going heads up to a flop.
Okay, if you're gonna give them to me, you gotta make them count. You gotta bring the rest of it up. You're getting too many of them.
I did not want to pay that. I just wanted a little, not a huge one.
The flop comes queen, 7, 6, rainbow. A great board for my hand, and After he checks to me, with $110 already in the pot and only 70 left in my stack, I go all in, and I'm hoping for a call. This session has been rough due to a lot of small mistakes adding up throughout the day, and that's usually the difference between a winning and losing session. My opponent thinks about it for a really long time, saying, if he makes the call, it's strictly gambling. After hearing that, I obviously am praying for a call, assuming he has ace high, and what he does is he shows his hand ace jack and decides to fold, so I take down a decent side spot.
Even if you have pocket pair, you have no matter what it is. Got two pieces. Probably would have came too, man. All right, Tannehill.
Moving on to the last hand of the day, I have 7-6 of hearts and the big blind, and the player on the button makes it $15. I don't have too much in my stack, as I've been getting punished for making loose calls and getting coolered. I decide to call, and the middle position player also decides to make the call, so we're going 3 ways to see 3 cards. The flop brings us a lot of equity with a 4-8-9 board with 2 spades. I've got an open-ended straight draw, so any 5 or 10 gives me a very strong hand. The middle position player makes it $15. The button calls, and I decide to raise to $60. After this raise, it's onto the player in the middle position, and it's actually an older man who doesn't have his hearing aids in, oddly enough. There's a situation where that came into play way earlier, but nonetheless, he takes a while to decide, like he makes every decision take, and he decides to make the call. This entices the player on the button to make the call as well, so we're going to go 3 ways still to see a turn.
Why is Cincinnati? Oh, you're in the hand. Sorry. You're good.
In this situation, the most likely thing I'm up against is a flush draw. That's okay with me because I'm also drawing. You know, there could be some sets in this situation, but if I hit my straight and it's a clean straight, I might be able to double up my money.
My coach coached. I know. No. My coach coached him at Wyoming.
We go to a turn, and we see the 5 of diamonds giving me the absolute best hand, the stone cold nuts. This is a dream spot, but I make a mistake and only bet $40. After the player in the middle position folds pretty easily, the player on the button quickly goes all in, and I snap call. He turns over Jack 10 of spades. The river comes a painful 7 of diamonds, giving him a higher straight, and I get stacked and lose an over $400 pot to end my day. Alright guys, unfortunately, the outcome on this trip was roughly the same as the last trip, as I ended up getting stacked and I lost $400 on this session. Fortunately, by the time you guys are watching this vlog, I'll be battling it out in the poker streets again, hoping to make back this money. Like always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the next video.